Bonjour, hello. Sorry I can't be there with you tonight. I'm currently in Montreal in Canada, but by the time you're watching this, I'll be somewhere in the United States. Hello to old friends, hello to future new friends, and I can't wait to travel the Northern Lights with you in February. I'm here to talk to you about cameras, and I love cameras, I love photography, I love video, and hopefully I'll have answers to your questions when it comes to all your photography needs. While I've never seen the Northern Lights myself, it's one of those places that you really do need to be prepared before you go, just to make sure that you've got everything that you need and that you've thought of everything, and that's what I'm here for as well. So if you are looking at getting one of these bad boys, something that you need to consider, you do need a fast lens. When we talk fast lens, we talk a wide aperture, so f2.8 or less, and you also need what we call a high ISO, which both of those things together lets as much light in as you can so that you really do capture the Northern Lights in all their glory. Not to mention a wide angle is obviously going to help you as well to get as much of the sky as you possibly can. Otherwise, if you're not interested in a DSLR, you can also get what they call a mirrorless camera, and you can also get a what they call a bridge camera now, which is a bridge between a point and shoot and a DSLR, and those will do the trick again, as long as you talk to the guys at the camera stores and just tell them what you're doing and tell them what you're interested in photographing, and they'll be able to help you with that. Okay, another thing that you're going to need is what my camera's sitting on at the moment, and that's a tripod. To capture the Northern Lights, you're really going to need to keep that camera still so that you can open the shutter for as long as possible without movement. So a tripod's going to allow you to do that. And something else that you may like to consider, and we're going to talk weatherproofing and all that sort of stuff later, but this lovely thing on the end of my lens actually came with my lens. It's called a shade hood. Anything that's going to keep the snow, the moisture, the condensation, anything that's going to keep that off your lens is obviously ideal. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but if you've got one, then that's awesome. And one very important thing that you're going to need when you're out in the elements is a bag. Okay, I probably won't take mine that's this big, but a bag to keep your camera out of the elements, especially when you're going outside into inside, and that weather change, that climate change. That's going to be crucial, okay, to protect your camera. Something else that you'll need to consider that we don't really think about in Australia is it's going to be cold, and because it's going to be cold, the battery life on your cameras, on your phones, anything like that is going to die fairly quickly. So one of the things that you're going to need are multiple extra batteries. Definitely, regardless of what you're doing, you want to have more than one battery. Something else that you'll need, which I'm sure Hillary's already talking about tonight, but gloves. Okay, making sure that you have gloves that you can keep your hands warm, especially when you're touching your camera and you're touching your metal tripod. It's going to get cold, so warm gloves, keeping those extremities nice and warm is going to be ideal. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say for the moment. And like I said, if you do have questions, the camera guys, all those camera stores in Brisbane, I think you've got some information in your dream book about those. Please use those as a reference. They're more than happy to talk shop with you, especially if you tell them what you're doing, that you're going to the Northern Lights and you want to get the best possible photos, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. But otherwise, thank you very much, or as they say in Norway, tusen takk. And I'll see you at the gala dinner, and I can't wait to share this experience with you.